The Simpsons characters originally appeared on the Tracey Ullman Show as short episodes, the first being Good Night, and aired on April 19, 1987. Matt Groening admits that they were drawn so crudely at first because he couldn't draw well, and the animators followed the images he created. These short episodes were also broadcast by the BBC in the UK, but not consecutively. Some of them, including Good Night, was included in a special episode celebrating the series' anniversary. The images of the characters were reworked by a team of production companies, today known as Klasky Csupo. Episodes were extended, and the series aired weekly on Fox in 1989. The first official episode was Some Enchanted Evening, but the first was Simpsons roasting on an open fire, which was rejected due to poor animation. The Simpsons are Fox's first true hit series, the first television show to break into the top 20 highest-rated shows. It's also controversial, as Bart Simpson is a rampaging Kalpazan who makes belies and gets away with it. Parents groups and spokespeople say a cartoon character like him is a wrong role model for children. When a t-shirt with the image of Bart and the inscription "Underachiever, and proud of it, man, I'm an underachiever, and proud of it, man," is released, and many promotional products with the series characters are banned from sale in public schools in several U.S. districts. Protests against Bart are reflected at the beginning of the second season in the episode Bart Gets an F, where the teacher leadership wants Bart to repeat the 4th grade. In this episode, the school counselor quotes the t-shirt, "He's below par. And proud of it." In a later episode, there is a quote again, "In Skinner's Sense of Snow, there is a school uprising, and the children manage to get their identity cards. Bart read his 'It's below par and proud of it.' How old is this thing?" In September 1990, Barbara Bush said in an interview with People magazine that The Simpsons was the dumbest thing she had ever seen. 6 years later, in an episode of the cartoon, George and Barbara move to Springfield but leave because of a feud between them and The Simpsons, in the style of Dennis Bell and Mr. Wilson. Actors voice both images of the former president and the former First Lady. The 4th Collector's Edition DVD features footage of Barbara and the animation team exchanging letters. In another address, Bush says that America should be closer to the Waltons than the Simpsons, prompting Bart to state that his family is like the Waltons, both waiting for the Great Depression to end. The writers show their love for brief celebrity cameos, extended spoofs of modern and classic horror films, and subtle visual gags. In 1995, Western Pacific Airlines painted a Boeing 737 with cartoon characters to promote the series. Creator Matt Groening and the writers don't board the first flight for fear of crashing or dying. On February 9, 1997, The Simpsons broke the Flintstones record for the longest-running American animated series but did not break the form of several Japanese animations for longest running. In 2004, it surpassed the number of episodes of Scooby-Doo. In January 2003, it was announced that Fox was renewing the cartoon through 2005, displacing The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, which aired from 1952 to 1966, making it the longest-running sitcom ever in the U.S. In 2004, the series was renewed for a 19th season. Some believe that The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet should still be considered the record holder because The Simpsons is an animation, although this view is not widely shared. After all, many authorities unequivocally support the spirit. In a 1998 issue celebrating the most significant achievements in arts and entertainment, Time magazine named The Simpsons the best television series of the century. In the same issue, Bart Simpson enters the top 100 most influential people. He is the only fictional character on the list. Over the years, practically every character in this series has been on the cover of various magazines, from Time to Christianity Today and even airliners. The Simpsons have won numerous awards since its debut as a series, including 21 Emmy Awards, 22 Annie Awards, and many more. On January 14, 2000, the series received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The voice actors have been involved in numerous publicized disputes with Fox. In 1998, they went on strike, prompting the broadcaster to increase pay from $30,000 to $125,000. Series creator Matt Groening supports the cast. As revenue from the sale of rights to air the episodes on other televisions and from the DVD releases soars, 6 actors, who voice over 50 characters, Dan Castellaneta, Julie Kavner, Nancy Cartwright, Yardley Smith, Hank Azaria, and Harry Shearer, are demanding $360,000 per episode or $8 million for the entire season, of 22 episodes. On May 2, 2004, the two sides reached an agreement. Since the 4th season, the show has been criticized for moving away from its comic structure, changing its politics, and changing the characters' personalities without explanation. Some consider the parody of the first installments, From a chronological point of view in terms of plot, of Star Wars to be overly critical, considering its failure. Other fans object because they feel that the series has always been more or less political, the nonsensical character swaps and structural changes more in the spirit of creative experimentation and not to the show's detriment. Various studios created the animation of The Simpsons in the United States and other countries. While part of the Tracey Ullman Show, it was produced by Klasky Csupo, who also produced the first 3 seasons of the 30-minute episodes, but due to overwork, the production contract was signed to other studios, mainly from South Korea. While the character images and backgrounds are done in the US, the coloring and everything else are done elsewhere. Over the years, various overseas studios created animation for various episodes. In the 4th season, Gracie Films decided that the production on the American side would be done by Film Roman, as it is to this day. Therefore, in order of presentation, the last episode of Klasky Csupo is Camp Krusty, translated as Krusty's Camp. The Simpson family is widely distributed around the world. When it first aired, as it did in its first few seasons, The Simpsons was well received for its unique form of television satire that took an intellectual look at the explorations of ordinary life. Although it is an animation, it does not rely on the comedy part but rather on realistic situations and events, contrasting the absurdity imposed by society as normality and the intelligent mocking of this absurdity. Family, work, religion, school, and community become frequent targets, using subtle wit and well-crafted observations about the seeming absurdity, all presented in the form of dialogue and plot. As the seasons progress, new producers and writers take over, bringing a new look and style to the show. Although wit and satire are still critical to the performance, realism has been replaced by more fantastical situations. For them to adapt to the new style, changes in the personalities of the characters have also been observed. This shift is from more esoteric humor to a more general and understandable one, leading to an expansion of the viewing audience but, simultaneously, a loss of fans. The standard template Springfield Life, regarding characters and events, has emerged over the years. Each episode presents changes to this everyday situation, the consequences, and how everything returns to normal. The plot of an individual episode rarely follows any sequence to the rest of the attacks, often taking deviations from the one-sentence description of the episode and going in unexpected directions, causing a change in the plot. For example, the explanation for the episode Dude, Where's My Ranch? Presented on show cable reads, after David Byrne turns Homer's anti-Ned Flanders song into a smash hit, the family vacations at a dude ranch, where Lisa falls in love. The first few minutes of each series episode have almost nothing to do with the rest of the plot. One such example is the episode Lisa the Skeptic, in which Lisa discovers a fake angel fossil, which is later revealed to be a means of advertising the opening of a new hypermarket. Likewise, for the first few minutes, Homer believes he's won a motorbike in a competition, but when he tries to claim his prize, it turns out to be a police plot to catch criminals. In his case, he has 235 unpaid parking tickets to pay. But, again, this incident has nothing to do with the rest of the episode other than serving as the location from which the family departs to get to the building under construction.